Hello everybody, this is Fernando for the latest Urban Legends video. Alright, another entry here based on one of your newer suggestions. This one having to do with an urban legend associated with yet another road somewhere here in these United States. This one having to do with activity on the road, very mysterious activity. It could either be paranormal, it could be more real, like in this case involving real people themselves, or it could just be unexplained stuff that to this day still remains like a very, very large urban legend within that area. It's yet another closed road that I don't recommend again visiting because there are very specific signs that state that the road is closed, but at least these are the experiences that other people have had when they decided to cross that location and then see what they can find out for themselves. But it has to do with this. You're looking at it now. The official name of it is Irwin Road, which is located there in Wexford, Pennsylvania. Although in looking at some of the maps, it looks like it points more towards another nearby city. I think it's called the Gibsonia, Pennsylvania, but who knows? It could be that they both cross together. But otherwise, the more unofficial name for it is, in this case, the Blue Myst Road, and Myst is specifically spelled with a Y rather than, let's say, a traditional I. So here's all the information associated with this Blue Myst Road. So what is this road exactly? Well, it's a road that again is found in Wexford, Pennsylvania, but again, at least according to maps, it bleeds over to, in this case, Gibsonia, Pennsylvania. But if you go there, it's a closed off road on both ends specifically. Like you cannot cross this road. Like the road is still there clearly, but it seems like it's more along the lines of something involving like it's there only for authorized vehicles. If someone can point out like why it's closed, that would be a good thing to share with everyone, because it would seem like it's not closed for like dangerous purposes, not like, let's say, that town that was the inspiration for Silent Hill that's closed off there for a specific purpose to prevent anybody from getting hurt. No, in this case it just seems like it's just closed on its own. But if someone can point more information on that, that'd be really great. But otherwise, if you go down this road during the daytime, everything is fine. Everything is clear. It's a popular road, in fact, for people to hike to this very day. The road may be closed to cars, but at least for people that are hiking, it's yet another place for them to get some good exercise. But all the urban legends happen to come whenever it's at night. The reason why it's called the Blue Myst Road is because it's not a pun on words. There truly is a mist that comes across it. Very cool, like almost like the world of the mist from Stephen King. It comes across it at night, and it has, at least what people state, is a very bluish color or hue to it. So if anyone knows if that is 100% true as well, that'd be really neat to hear. To imagine seeing something like this come across this road on a nightly basis, or most nights, especially let's say when there's a full moon, when you can see the beauty of that moonlight casting on the blue mist. That would be really something to see. But yes, it is at nighttime when most of these legends come to life, and it all relates to the history associated with this road. Some of the history, though, is still dubious. It's very much so in question. There's the idea that part of the reason why this road has such unnatural activity is because there used to be KKK rallies held within that road. Like people would lynch poor unfortunate folks, especially on one of the trees, one of the larger trees that's associated with that road. But it seems like there's no proof really for that other than hearsay stuff involving people telling other people, or the usual thing where someone says like they used to know someone, a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend that said this. So nothing really concrete. It just seems to add more to the mysterious of it as like a suitable excuse. But other stuff seems to be more pertinent. For example, there's the idea that there used to be homes along this road. Some of these homes, though, are just completely gone. Like they're dilapidated, torn down, some of them even down to the very foundation itself. So in those cases, whatever those people were there, and they lived on that road, because of all the attraction that this road had, it seemed like they were the ones that were making sure not purposely but inadvertently, making sure that these trespassers would go away. And so people would describe stories of getting attacked on this road, either rocks being thrown at them in the dead of night, or gunshots, like they would hear gunshots from far away, and some of those gunshots apparently having some kind of small rocks or some kind of salt or rock salt with them, so that way it would scare the crap out of anybody that happened to be trespassing at night trying to find out clues related to this road. That stuff makes more sense because, again, if these people were truly there and they were just trying to live their normal life, but they had all these trespassers that would come by at night, and then in some cases I imagine you would have hooligans or whoever doing really bad things around that area, then they would just try to get these people out as quickly as they can. So that makes more sense. Part of that reasoning is this too. There's an urban legend for this practice here. So if you take your car, then it has to be at the dead of night again, and let's say you decide to forego those signs because there is an entryway apparently a little bit a ways from the road closed sign. You can still get through them, which I was wondering how, because these road closed signs, you can see that there's some clear barriers that stretch across the entire road itself, the entire width of the road. But if you go past that entry point by going in a little bit earlier, then you're on the road itself. Then if you actually stop your car, honk 3 times, and then try to start your car again, it won't start because something is there within the road that stops your car from having any kind of activity thereafter. And then that's when you're supposed to have something along the lines of, let's say, an attack, something where it's either, again, rocks being thrown, or another tales it's a dog that was mysteriously seen somewhere around that area. Shadow people have been seen on that road too. Other people have described something else involving witches too. I'll talk about that more in a minute. But yes, that would lead more credence to, let's say, those people that were living there getting pissed off, because imagine on a nightly basis almost hearing those loud honks from the cars that stop by trying to test this urban legend, and you could see why they would try to get these things, these people out of the way. Now, as far as like other residents, more residents that stand out, there's one, and I'm only going to use this term only because that's the way the story goes, but there was one involving a house called the Midget Farm, which used to be owned by a little person, and apparently there were tales of people getting attacked by him and or his family, all of them, also little people as well, coming across and then slamming the car, like hitting it, just trying to get them out of there because they were one of the people that lived there, like, they were not happy with people trespassing on their land, especially with all the signs telling him not to go over that barrier. So that's one tale. And then the other one is more on the lines of a more supernatural turn, and that's one of the homes used to house a witch. And on this home there was who knows how many black magic, black arts type practice, the kind of stuff that you would normally associate with strong supernatural locations. And then that's why people to this day either see, hear, or something involving a witch or other witch-related beings, like, again, the shadow people or other type of ghost within this road itself. But those are 2 other examples of people encountering stuff associated with this road. But yes, if you go there to this day and you try to do that thing, then that's when you're supposed to get, with your car, then that's where you're supposed to get some activity regarding that. Others have reported, and so much so that they not harm themselves, but they do have damage to their car. Like whatever it was that was trying to scare or hit them from within their car, it certainly damaged their car, and that's why they have proof. Another claim is more on the supernatural, the paranormal side, and it has to do with this. There's a cemetery that is apparently in that road somewhere off to the side, and it has a very distinct set of tombstones within that cemetery. The whole idea is this: these 2 tombstones have over the years gotten closer and closer to each other, almost like humans would, a man or a woman or whoever that are in love with each other. They would get closer and closer, leaning towards each other, almost are trying to kiss each other. And the way the story goes is, on some nights, especially on a full moon, you can go into the cemetery, and then the stones are actually touching each other, like they're kissing each other. And then the rest of the nights they are away from each other, like a couple of inches away, but they're supposed to be moving of their own accord. And that's what makes this more of a paranormal side, because these ghosts, whatever they are within the cemetery, even after death, they're still in love with each other, and they're trying to make sure that they can get a hold of one another in the afterlife. But that's yet another story associated with this road itself. But that's it. That's pretty much all the info that I could find. Everything else as far as the mysteries and the other stuff associated, that's all this crazy stuff that's tied to this road. I might have missed a few things, so if anyone has any more info out there, that'd be really great to share. Anybody by that area before, Wexford, Pennsylvania? Anybody that happened to go across this road? Again, it's not advised to do so because it seems to be private property or some other type of property. But if those of you that have been on this road and have seen it or gone across it, if you have any experience, anything that you can post within the comments below, please do so. That would be really, really great to share. But that's it. That's everything else. So thanks again for your suggestion, and then I'll be doing some more of these urban legend videos throughout the rest of the week too. So alright everybody, thanks again as always. Take care.